Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts update video. So today I'm going to show you guys some things I recently picked up over the past 5 or 6 weeks or so, roughly. I'm going to show you a couple of things I already unboxed on the channel in case you didn't get a chance to see those. I'm joined by my besties again, Hannah and Heidi. I also have a couple of Blacklight posters I want to show you guys, and I will probably tack on the Walmart glow-in-the-dark slip covers because I want to talk a little bit about those. I made a small error in those. I'm going to show you the ones I picked up, and I accidentally picked up doubles, and I'll talk about those. And stick around for your chance to win a Blacklight poster, and we'll talk about that at the end of this video. So I hope you guys are interested in watching. You're invited to stick around, get yourselves a beverage and a snack, relax, kick your feet up, and let's check out this little stack of goodies I got. So the first two here that we're going to talk about are Etsy purchases. I purchased these on Etsy, and if you know anything about Etsy, there are a lot of very creative people on that website. I love Etsy. I think there's some really cool, kind of unique items you can pick up there for your collection. You can get some stuff that's kind of rare and not available anywhere else other than Etsy. And that is pretty much the description of the item here in front of you, the items. This is the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, volumes 1 and 2. And even though these are a DVD-sized keep case, these are both on Blu-ray. And you can choose the quality you want. If you go over to Etsy, you can actually get them on DVD for a few bucks cheaper per episode, or per edition here, I guess. But I chose to get the Blu-ray upgrade. Now these are fan-made. These have never been officially released as a Treehouse of Horror set. So this is a really cool way to get all of these Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors episodes in your collection. And I'll just kind of go over this a little bit and show you. This is volume 1. I don't remember what I paid for these, but I think they were about $20 each, roughly. And other than just kind of this printed outer sleeve, there's really not, anything as far as extras or anything. Like I said, this is just a fan-made edition, but it's really cool to have all of these together in your collection if you're a Simpsons fan. This is volume 2. If you're interested in that, simply go to Etsy and in your search window, just put in Treehouse of Horrors, and there you go. I'm really glad to have these. So now I have a little stack of DVDs I've been picking up at Walmart here and there for pretty cheap, a few bucks. This is one that I've had my eye on for a while now. This is a 2-movie collection of Disney's Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. These are pretty fun movies. I just wanted to get these for the Disney collection. Comes with the slipcover. I think this was probably under $10 at Walmart. There's really not a whole lot in the way of like bonus features. Let's see what it says. You get the Magic of Halloween movies and Twitches. Twins Tia and Tamara Mowry chat about the film. These movies came out in the 90s, I believe. I may have to pause it. And I don't know if these have a Blu-ray release. I'm not sure. But if you're interested, I'm sure you can Google it or look on eBay. I just wanted to get these movies cheap for the collection. So the first one, Halloween Town, came out in 1998. And the sequel came out in 2001. Here's another one I thought looked decent for the price from Walmart. This was called Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. It looks pretty cheesy, but I enjoy some of these movies sometimes. This is from Scream Factory. I'm sure this one has a Blu-ray, but I was more than content to get it on DVD. I don't need it on Blu-ray. It looks pretty weird. Weird. 2025 this one came out. And I'll just read a little bit about it. I haven't watched it yet. The classic children's tale receives a dark and twisted reimagining in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, the latest Dead Time story from the makers of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Wendy Darling and her younger brothers John and Michael find themselves the targets of a sinister, murderous Peter, abducting Michael with the goal of sending him to Neverland. Peter poses a terrifying challenge for Wendy as she embarks on a journey to rescue Michael from Peter's clutches. She learns that you'll never grow up if you cannot survive the nightmare. Clap your hands if you believe in evil. It sounds cheesy. It looks pretty cheesy, but I'm sure it'll be a fun watch at least once. The next one here has been getting a little hype for at least a couple of months now. This was a movie that was being advertised on Amazon of all places. They had a Amazon Steelbook that you can get for this movie. There's also a regular Blu-ray, and what I got here is just the DVD with a slipcover. This is called Clown in a Cornfield. I haven't watched it yet, but it just sounds silly. I think this is from RLJ Entertainment. It is, and they're calling it a violent slasher romp. Probably just another silly, low-budget horror movie. But again, I do enjoy these from time to time. I thought about getting the Steelbook, but it was like $30, and I think this was about $10. I don't really need this movie other than on DVD. It's probably going to be just a one-time watch. If anybody has seen it, let me know what you thought. The next one is a movie from the company called The Asylum, and if you know anything about that company, you know that you get really low budget, like C budget movies. This one's called The Jolly Monkey. It just looked really dumb. I'll admit it, this was an impulse buy. When I was browsing their horror movies at Walmart looking for something to grab for the Halloween season, I saw this sitting there, picked it up, read it, put it back, walked around a little bit more, and then as I was gathering the things that I wanted to purchase for the day to go up to the register, I thought, you know what, let me just grab this. Again, it was probably under $10, and just look at how stupid that looks. And for special features, they're calling widescreen presentation and surround sound a special feature. Remember how they used to do that on DVD? I think that's kind of a wink and a nod to the very early DVD releases, because they used to put those as special features. And then you can also watch trailers if you want to. Acme Holding Company. I doubt many of you have seen this, but if you have, if you want to talk about it, go ahead and comment. And the last DVD from Walmart is a topic that I've been kind of collecting more of lately, and I just recently did my Water Monsters video, but I didn't add this one yet to it because I haven't watched it yet, and I just didn't even put it in the video. This one's called Dangerous Animals. And this is a different kind of take on the shark horror movie. This is the DVD with the slipcover, but it also does have a Blu-ray. They didn't have the Blu-ray the day that I bought this, or I would have purchased this on Blu-ray. This is about a serial killer who takes his victims out to sea to feed them to sharks. A high-stakes thrill ride that leaves you breathless. When Zephyr, a savvy and free-spirited surfer, is abducted by a shark-obsessed serial killer and held captive on his boat, she must figure out how to escape before he carries out the ritualistic feeding to the sharks, from writer Nick Leopard and director Sean Byrne. This one actually sounds a little bit kind of good. It's a little bit different, you know. The movie came out in 2025. Looking forward to getting into this one, and I wish I could have picked it up on Blu-ray that day, and I still may. I mean, if I watch it and I like it, if I think it's worthy of a second watch, I'll probably pick it up on Blu-ray. The next one is a box set from Arrow Video, and these are the, I guess, remakes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003, and then the prequel to the remake from 2006, which was called Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. And it comes in this nice sturdy box. Got the Arrow logo at the top there. And I'll pause it and we'll take, actually I don't even think I have to pause it. So there's your hard outer shell, very sturdy. Nice graphics there on the box and the spine. Everything looks really good. And we'll kind of go through these. I really love these movies. I think they're great. And this is the one from 2003 that starred Jessica Biel, and she looked absolutely amazing. And by the way, these are the 4K editions of it. I did a Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise ranking a few years ago. If you're interested in that, you can search that. And maybe I'll even link it below if you're interested in checking it out. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite horror movie of all time, the original from '74. But I do really love the franchise as well. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the franchise, you can go check out that video. But just look at all the bonus materials you get. That is crazy. Really, really cool. I kind of went fast over the slipcover, but it looks really good too. All the same specs on the back, so you can see Leatherface in the background putting one of his faces together. The Saws family. And on the inside, here's the 4K disc. You get a booklet, and we'll go through that here in a moment. And then you also get a poster, a double-sided poster. And we'll look at that, and you get an art card or an advertising card for the Red Sonja that's coming out. I'm really looking forward to that. It will be a really good companion piece to the Conan movies that they put out. Really looking forward to that. And then if you're interested in becoming a member, I'm not sure what you get. I'm not a member with Arrow Video, but it says you can get special offers, store exclusives. You know, if you just go over there and put your email address in, you can get all that info anyway. And then there's a reverse cover, which actually, you know what? Let me pause it and we'll take that out. So there was the cover that was on the interior, the one that I switched it to, which is actually the same exact image that's on the outer slipcover. So I like variety. I like to mix it up, and this is the one that I went with for the exterior cover. I think that looks really good, and that was the original theatrical poster art. So the poster is a double-sided poster, and I guess I don't really have to stretch that out because you just basically you get on one side this image, and on the other side you get the new artwork that Arrow put out. So we'll just put that poster off to the side, and then we'll go through the booklet. And in this movie, they call this crazy family, they call them the Hewitts, H-E-W-I-T-T, instead of the Sawyers from the original movies. There you can see the cast and crew, and Jessica Biel looked absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed this movie. Can't believe it's over 20 years old already. Can nice booklet with some images from the film, some write-ups, all the great stuff that Arrow is known to provide for us collectors. Really, really nice. That's what the villain Leatherface looks like in this movie. It's a nice look. So that was the 2003, I guess, remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a movie I'm very fond of. And then 3 years after that remake, they came out with a prequel to the remake, which was called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. And I also did like this one a lot. I think these are really great movies, and I think they're must-own for a true horror fan. You can see all the bonus features there again. And here's the keep case. So these are the two different covers you get. This one also comes with a poster, so I don't have to pull it out. You get this image on one side, and then this was the original poster art when the movie came out. It's on the reverse side. And here you got the 4K disc. This is the poster. And for some reason, this one came with two of the same exact poster. I don't know how or why that happened. And you get a booklet, which we will go through, and you get an advertising card, again, for their website and for a movie called 3 Extremes, which I know nothing about, so I can't comment on that. But I don't know why I got two posters here, but I do. And here's the booklet. Kind of go through this a little quickly here. You can see his mask is a little different this time. You can see the cast and crew. R. Lee Ermey reprised his role. R. Lee Ermey was one of the characters in this series, or this remake and the prequel. He was the sheriff. There he is right there. He was the sheriff, but he was a no-good sheriff, and I'm sure many of you have seen this, so I'm not going to give any spoilers. I probably won't say any more than that, but I thought he stole the show, and he was a great actor. He was probably the main reason why I really love these movies so much. There he is again. He's passed away now, but he was a great actor. He was also in Full Metal Jacket. You may remember that one from 1987. He was the drill sergeant. And a fun fact about that was he was actually a drill sergeant in real life for the Marine Corps back in the day. And a lot of the lines that he used in Full Metal Jacket were improvised because it was all stuff that he used to do when he was a drill sergeant. A lot of the stuff that he said in Full Metal Jacket you couldn't get away with today. But it's definitely worthy of a watch. Both of these movies and Full Metal Jacket. Check those out. So that was the latest, or one of the latest releases. I think this has been out now for at least a couple months, maybe. I don't know. But this is the box set, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Really, really recommend both of these movies. I think we'll insert this in between some of the movies we're talking about. This is the only figure I picked up recently. This is a horror figure from NECA called The Nun, the Ultimate Valak. This was at Walmart on clearance. It was in their clearance department for $20. So I picked it up because I do really like the character, the nun. And I'll show you guys a couple things here after I show you this figure. A couple things that I own already for the nun, some memorabilia. But she's a really creepy character. And you can see here, let me see if I can get in get some detail here. I don't know how well this is going to work, but you can see kind of a, I guess, normal face, if you call that normal. And then there's kind of the screaming, horrific witch nun face. And then you can see some cool artwork in the back. She comes with a long belt, a couple different hands you can switch out. There's a little rosary. I thought this was a really good deal for $20. I think this was an item that was, they call them peg warmers. I think this was kind of sitting around for a while, hanging on the peg, and nobody was really grabbing it. So they reduced it in price. So I grabbed it because I like it. I'll show you a couple of other nun things that I have in my collection right now. A few years ago, I bought this nun statue at a FYE. This is from Diamond Select Toys, I believe. I'm gonna take it out so you can see it a little bit better. This is a really cool edition. I love the packaging on it. I could never throw anything like this away. You can see it was not cheap either. You know, if you go to FYE, things are pretty expensive, but if you have a membership there, you can get a little bit of money off. So let me pause it. I'll try to take it out a little bit better. You can see it looks really cool. It's a nice figure. So here's what it looks like outside of the packaging. The water that she's standing on, or the slime or whatever, it's like a translucent, almost like a sea foam color. It's really nice. You can see that long belt again that she has, and her crooked fingers. You can see the evil stare that she has. I just think that she's a really nice, cool looking figure. It's pretty hard plastic. So that is Valak from Diamond Select Toys. I think I purchased this probably 6 years ago or so, something like that. 2019 maybe. And last, for the nun for this video, I have a 6 foot, I guess it's about 6 feet tall. I'm not sure what you call these, a mannequin or a life-size figure, but this is really cool. I bought this on Etsy probably 10 years ago. I've shown it here on the channel before, but it's been a while. So she comes with a little metal stand, and she's got her crusty fingers. Really nice detail on the face. It's got glass eyes. It's got hard plastic teeth, but the rest of it's kind of a hard rubber or foam, I guess. Has a kind of a cheap cross around her neck. I was thinking about getting a cross, or I forget what you call those, rosary, I guess. A little fancier one to put around her neck, but that's the one it came with. So this thing was not cheap. And I don't think the guy sells it anymore, but you can still get the head. I think the head is around like $400 or $500 just for the head, the bust of the head. I think I paid $700 for this whole mannequin thing. So now we'll kind of jump into some Hanna-Barbera Warner Archive Blu-rays that I recently picked up. And I will be doing an updated collection video for my Hanna-Barbera stuff. You won't see it in this video, but it will be coming up soon. And I picked up, I don't know, what, 5 titles here, and so let's get into these. The first one here is the most recent release of Hanna-Barbera through the Warner Archive collection, which you can get on Amazon or eBay. This is called Touche Turtle and Dum Dum, the complete series from 1962. I love these cartoons, and I'm glad to pick them up, and I will keep buying new releases of these. I put the little sticker down there to remind myself, to remind you, just to make the video a little more accurate. So you get Let me see if it says how many episodes. There's 52 episodes here on this Blu-ray set. Total running time of 275 minutes. Hanna-Barbera's beloved Touche, Turtle, and Dum Dum back and better than ever. You can see the episodes there if you want to pause it and read it. It's a 2 Blu-ray set. The next one from 1964 is the Magilla Gorilla Show, the complete series. Magilla and Mr. Peebles, they had a love-hate relationship. Peebles was always trying to sell Magilla, but deep down inside, I don't think he really ever wanted to sell him. He loved Magilla. Let me see, this one is 539 minutes running time. I believe it's either 2 Blu-rays or 3. It's pretty heavy. I'm trying to see here how many episodes it says it has here. All 23 original episodes of the Hanna-Barbera Classic series have been newly remastered from 4K scans, along with 8 bonus Magilla cartoons. So it looks like you get 31 episodes. The show it started in 1964, and then it got picked up again in 65 and ended in 66. You can see some of these special features. Here Comes a Star archival TV special. Goes inside Hanna-Barbera Studios. That would be great. I'm looking forward to watching that. And the Magilla Gorilla theme song. I got a gorilla for sale. Magilla Gorilla for sale. Won't you buy 'em? Take 'em home and try 'em. Magilla for sale. Something like that. I could be off a little bit maybe, but Mr. Peebles' Pet Shop interview gallery with Magilla Gorilla's voice, Alan Melvin, series animator Jerry Eisenberg, and animation historian Jerry Beck. Glad to have that in the Hanna-Barbera collection. From 1987, I have Yogi's Great Escape, which was I think it was a TV movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yogi and Boo Boo share a road trip to remember. Let's see here. Yeah, 93 minutes running time. So it's a TV movie from the 80s, 1987. These were fun. It showed previous characters from the series. You get Snagglepuss and Quick Draw McGraw here on the left. Snagglepuss here on the right. They always did a good job of kind of including other popular and favorite characters. So this is Top Cat and the Beverly Hills Cats. This was when they kind of brought it back in the 80s, 1988. The original series was from the 60s, which is great too. I still have to get the original Top Cat series. It is available through Warner Archives. You can get that on Amazon. I think it's like $24, $25. But this was the kind of the revamping of it from the 80s, and it was still fun. Top Cat, he's a street smart cat. Executive Chief in Production, Jane Barbera. 92 minutes running time. I think this may have been a TV movie. From the back alley to Beverly Hills, these cats clean up nice. And the last one for this video is from 1966, Wacky Races, the complete series. This was a pretty fun show. Yet these two characters were pretty hilarious, Dick Dastardly and Muttley. He always had kind of that wheezing laughter. Let's see if I can sneak that in here for you. And Dick Dastardly was the villain of the show, and sweet Penelope Pitstop was America's sweetheart. And I mean, these were pretty funny though. 408 minutes running time. All 17 original episodes here. Let's see. Each with 2 segments plus hilarious high-speed extras that will keep you awake at the wheel straight to the finish line. You get featurettes, rearview mirror, a look back at wacky races, spin-out, spin-offs, and commentaries on 4 key segments from Hanna-Barbera veterans, and then you get wacky facts, trivia track. And the next one here is a movie that I upgraded. This was the original release of the movie that was put up by AGFA in 2017. This is a 1979 horror film called Effects. Has some pretty big names in the genre here. It has Tom Savini, who not only did the special effects in this movie, but he also stars in this movie. And Joe Pilato is in here as well. You may remember him mostly from the Day of the Dead. He was the sergeant. And so I owned this one since 2017 when it was released with a 4K transfer. I want to give a shout out to one of my friends and viewers here on the channel, Tony E., who contacted me and let me know that Vinegar Syndrome's website had the 4K edition of this movie with a limited slipcover that they originally thought sold out, and they found a stack of them. Apparently that happens sometimes. And I guess they announced it and they put the remaining copies for sale on their website. Tony reached out to me and said, "Hey Todd, I think you might want to jump on this." I did. So I got the Effects 4K and we'll take a look at it. It was limited to 2,000. It is now sold out, unfortunately. They thought it was sold out originally, and then they found some and those sold out, so it's gone. So I'm gonna take the plastic off. We'll take a look at it, but before we do, I don't really know a whole lot about the history of this movie, but I do remember hearing that this movie came out in 1979. It didn't really get a wide release until 2005 when Synapse Films released it, and then it didn't get a cleaned up, like a 4K scan until 2017 when AGFA picked it up, and then just over like the past year or so, Vinegar Syndrome released it through one of their partner labels. I believe this was also AGFA. It is. This is just the 4K version of this movie. So let me take the plastic off and we'll look at it. It's just in one of these, actually I can probably do it without pausing it. It's just one of these plastic cases things. I like to keep the little sticker on there to remind myself how many, units it was released to, or sometimes I put the year on there. But so this bad boy comes with a pretty nice thick slipcover. I like how they do on Vinegar Syndrome. Kind of a plain Jane slip, though, to be honest. There's really not a whole lot going on here. And then here is the reverse cover. I flipped it. Comes in the black 4K case. There's the disc, and it comes with a booklet, which we will look through. And here is the 4K disc, and here's the Blu-ray disc. And then on the reverse cover is the same image that is on the slip. So we don't really have to pull that out, but you do get the option to use either of those. And since I like a little variety, I switched the inside to look different than the exterior. And here's the booklet. It's some nice write-ups about a piece of film history. There's Dusty Nelson. He was the director of the movie. Don't know much about him. And I always enjoy when they put in some little trinkets like this, little booklets and posters or whatever. And really glad to have this. So Tony E., thank you very much for watching the videos and commenting, and 2, for giving me the heads up. So this was the original one from AGFA, and this was the Blu-ray, and this is the 4K. Here are a couple of, I guess, kind of cheapies I picked up recently. Now, I have both of these. I already have this one on 4K. This was called It Came From Outer Space. I wanted to get this edition because I thought the slipcover was really nice. So I picked this one up on, I think it was on eBay. And this will probably be my viewing copy. This is the 4K release of it. I also do have another limited edition box set that came in a 4K packaging, but that's more or less a collectible, and I really don't want to handle that one too much. So this will be my viewing copy of it. And then this one I have a couple of different times. I have a a DVD tin box set that comes with the little Robbie the Robot inside. I don't really like to handle that too much because it's a fingerprint magnet. It's a very kind of a glossy tin, and I don't like touching it because I get fingerprints all over it. And I also have a Blu-ray steelbook from the UK, which is a beautiful steelbook. But again, it's more of a collectible piece, and I put that in a plastic case, a plastic sleeve. So this will be my viewing copy for Forbidden Planet. I bought this on, I think, Amazon for probably $8 or something like that. This is pretty cheap now. But this is a really good sci-fi movie, and I do plan on watching this, if not yearly, every couple years, and this will be my viewing copy of it. So these are just cheapies I added for viewing. This next one was a gift from a friend and fellow YouTuber, Let Us Play, goes by the name Falagar, who is on vacation right now in the Philippines. And if you go to his channel, you can watch his adventures over there. He uploads pretty much daily. He's kind of doing the daily vlog thing, and I think it suits him. And I've been enjoying watching his videos and seeing what's going on over in the Philippines. So I will leave his link below so you can go check out his channel. Let him know that I sent you. And he sent this to me in the mail probably like a month ago now. I've been waiting to I was going to do, I don't even know if I'm going to call this the Variety Hour. I just kind of broke things up this month for the Halloween season. So, but anyway, let's get back to the movie here. It's called Onyx the Fortuitous, Talisman of Souls. And this is I did watch this. It's pretty cool. It has a really nice slipcover. I thought this was glow in the dark. I tried it, but it doesn't. But it has kind of that chartreuse green there. It looks really, really good. And it's kind of a horror comedy, but I thought it was really well done. Let's see if we can focus here. I mean, you know, you think you'd pay $1,000 for a phone, it would be able to focus, but I don't know if that's how much phones are. This is an iPhone 15. I don't think I paid $1,000 for it. But anyway, I thought this was pretty fun. This was a good watch. I ended up watching it in 2 parts because I think I watched like 35 or 40 minutes of it. And then I fell asleep because I was really tired, had to get up early for work the next day, went to bed, and then I finished it the next day or 2. And I may have to give it a rewatch so I can watch the whole thing again, but I thought this was pretty good. And you can see that it does come with some special features, making the monsters. I like the haunted house type movies and the kind of the occult type stuff. I don't want to complain about this actor, but I don't like the baby talk in that. I mean, he has a very, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to create a character, and that, well, it's his character, Onyx the Fortuitous, but it's like a lot of high-pitched or kind of baby talk almost. It can be a little bit too much at times, but I still think this was a really good movie. If you've seen it, I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts about it. Here's a box set from Severin Films, and did you know that Peter Cushing played in 2 Doctor Who movies as Doctor Who? Well, he did, and this is the box set from Severin, called The Total Extermination, the Peter Cushing Doctor Who collection. You can see the logo there, Severin. They also threw in a sticker, and I think that looks really cool. That orange and black, really cool Halloween colors. It's a very thin box, but it's cool. I mean, you get Doctor Who and the Daleks, and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Just short of miraculous. They may be nearly 5 decades old, but the Technicolor Peter Cushing Dalek movies are still causing a commotion as very special examples of British cinema in general and Doctor Who in particular. And that was a quote by Starburst magazine. These are the 4K movies, and they are Doctor Who and the Daleks. Really nice editions. These are Region A locked. This one came out in 1965, 83 minutes. It's a 2-disc set. Disc 1 is the 4K and disc 2 is the Blu-ray. And if you want to pause it, it looks like disc 2 has a bunch of bonus features. Really cool. North American 4K premiere. The spirit of classic Doctor Who, Peter Cushing does a phenomenal job playing the kindly old grandfather, dispersing wisdom and whimsy in equal measure. Now, my favorite Doctor Who, the Doctor Who that I grew up with, was Tom Baker, and I thought he was great. He'll always be my favorite. But Peter Cushing does a great job too, and he was the OG. I believe Baker was late 70s into the early, even to kind of the mid 80s, but Cushing was doing this in the mid 60s. Now there's no reverse cover or anything like that, but these are really beautiful editions. And the other one is Dalek Invasion Earth 2150. Really nice covers. This one came out in 1966. 85 minutes running time. Region A locked. Thrilling from start to finish. A love letter to one of the most iconic Who stories of all time, with more characters, more locations, and more Daleks. And again, you get a bunch of special features. Look at that. Wow. An altogether racier, grittier film in post-apocalyptic mode that shows both the innocence of dystopian darkness, and dystopian darkness of the Who franchise. Got the 4K here on the right, and the Blu-ray. So that is Total Extermination, the Peter Cushing Doctor Who collection. If you're interested in this, go check out the Severin website. Add that to your collection. It's really, really cool. Now, these two piles I have talked about in videos recently. These have all been in videos, and actually this one had its separate video. In case you haven't watched it, we're just going to rifle through these. This was 28 years later. This was the third in the franchise of the days later, weeks later, years later, and I guess there's going to be more. This was the steelbook of it. I believe this was 4K. I can't remember now. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. If you want to hear my thoughts and see the unboxing of it, I do have a video of that here on YouTube, so go check that out. Another one that I recently picked up, and I did a complete unboxing of this and talked about it on my channel here, is the Danza Macabra Volume 4 Italian Gothic Collection from Severin Films. If you want to see what is included in this box set, if you want to hear me talk about it and see all 11 discs and talk about the movies, you can go check out that video, and you'll hear more about it, and hopefully you'll consider picking it up. And I recently, like very recently, just did a water monster video, and you can go check that out. But these were included. These are pretty new pickups for me, and I added these into that video. I just wanted to kind of show these again really quick in case you didn't get a chance to see that video. I have the Shark Hunter, Night of the Sharks, and Monster Shark in this Feeding Frenzy box set. It's beautiful. I recommend it. I think this is really cool. I also got from Severin Films, Killer Crocodile and Killer Crocodile 2. From Synapse Films, I got the 1979 Thai movie called Crocodile with this limited slipcover you can get on their website, limited to 1,500. From Kino Lorber, I got Tintorera, Tiger Shark. Looking forward to checking these out. I got Deep Blood from Severin Films, Italian shark goodness, and I got Jaws 5 which is actually called Cruel Jaws, also from Severin Films. I haven't watched all of these yet, but I'm looking forward to it. If you want to see more about these and hear more about those, I do have a water monster Creatures from the Deep video. Check that out. So as you can see, I'm flying solo. The dogs went outside and now they're in the other room eating a treat. So I'm gonna kind of go through this segment. I have talked about these movies before, and I did a video on these. These are the glow-in-the-dark horror covers from Walmart. But there's something I guess I didn't realize, and I ended up buying doubles because without even really paying attention, I didn't realize that Walmart was releasing the orange covers 2 years in a row. So they did release. There's Hannah. Come on in, girl. You can come up here. Go ahead. Need some help? I'll give you some help. She's older now. She's going to be 11 years old next month. Hold on one second. Okay, so monkey see, monkey do. Hannah is up here now, and then Heidi jumped up. And I don't know how long Heidi will be here, but anyway. I wanted to go through and show you all of the titles that I have that are slipcovers, and I did do a video on these before. If you want to see what they look like when they glow, go back and look at those. And then I'll show you the doubles I have, and I'll probably end up giving those away. I'm going to give some things away here coming up shortly. I have a extra copy of a Blacklight poster too. We're going to show at the end of this video. So maybe in the month of December, I'll do some giveaways. But here, these are the Blu-rays that I picked up that had the glow-in-the-dark covers. Some of these were from last year. Some of them were from this year. And this was the Lost Boys 3-film collection on Blu-ray. You get the Lost Boys, the Tribe, and the Thirst. I'm not going to spend too much time on these. This is probably one of my favorite ones. This is the 4K Scream Factory edition of Halloween from 1978. And this one is Salem's Lot. This is a really nice one, another good one. Salem's Lot, also from the 70s. Was it 78 or 79? This is the It 2-film collection. These are the more modern ones. These are really good. And this one is also from Scream Factory. This is the Vincent Price 6-movie collection. I'm only doing this video here because I want to have all these in one video. And it kind of reminds me not to buy these again. When you have so many movies, it's hard to remember. I'm pretty good about that, though. I usually don't buy doubles. There's only been a few times when I bought doubles, and this was one case here. I have these 3 doubles here, but this is Ethan Hawke in The Black Phone, and then now we're into DVDs. This was the complete series, The Night Gallery. Really great series, by the way. Hosted by Rod Serling. Most of these stories were written by Rod Serling from Twilight Zone fame. One of the greatest ever. And still, these are DVDs. This is a 7-movie collection of Tremors. This one is the Universal Classic Monsters 6-movie collection. When some bastard covered up the mummy. Some dirty, rotten bastard. And then we have the Halloween trilogy. These are the more modern ones. Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. These are excellent. This is the Conjuring Universe 7-film collection. This was A Nightmare on Elm Street 8-film collection. Final Destination 5-film collection, great movies. Critters 4-film collection, everybody loves these little fur balls. The Purge 5-movie collection. Nosferatu, this was the modern one from this year, actually. 2025 as I'm recording this. Here are the Jeepers Creepers 2-film collection. They did not include the 3rd one, which was also directed by, what was his name, Silva. This is the complete first season of The Last of Us HBO show. Excellent video game. I haven't seen the show yet. And the last one that I have is King of Horror, the expanded edition 8-film collection, which comes with, see, Heidi jumped down already. Still got my bestie here, though. Salem's Lot, The Shining, Creepshow, Cat's Eye, It from 1990, The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and Dreamcatcher. Now these three I have doubles because I didn't realize that I bought some of these from last year. I have the Conjuring Universe 7 movies, the Purge collection 5 movies, and Final Destination 5 film collection. I will be giving these away. Stay tuned. I'm going to put this stuff away. I'm going to go into another room and I'm going to show you guys some pretty cool black posters. Blacklight posters. Okay, so here is the Blacklight poster. This is the first one I'm going to show you. This is called Horror Hotel, also known as City of the Dead, starring Christopher Lee. And this has a Blu-ray release from Arrow Video. I'll show you that at the end. But the dimensions of this one are 30 inches across the top, 40 inches from top to bottom. And it's printed on a Lycra fabric, which is kind of like a spandex. Here, I'll get a little bit closer here. So the Blacklight is not activated yet. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but it's a stretchy material. It has 2 grommets on the top, so you can hang those however you choose or wherever you choose. It also has 2 grommets on the bottom as well if you want to, link those in, but I didn't feel the need to. Now this is not going to stay in this spot. I just put it here for a demonstration for this video. I will also link the channel of the gentleman who sells these on Etsy. They're not cheap. I have an extra one of this particular. I can see dust floating around in here. This movie room here is a work in progress. I'm not even going to really show you around in here. When this is done, it's going to be the cat's ass, as they say. But right now, it's a work in progress. It needs a little TLC. It's a pretty cool room. I have a fireplace in here. It's mostly wooden panel. But anyway, we're not here about the room. I'm going to show you guys what this poster looks like when the Blacklight is plugged in. So I just want to kind of show you what it looks like without the Blacklight. Human Blood Keeps Them Alive Forever, Horror Hotel. That's the title I remember it by. It's a film from 1960, if I didn't mention that already. Arrow Video released it as City of the Dead, and it also has a reversible cover with Horror Hotel. Again, I will show you that at the end of the video. Let's check out the Blacklight effect. Okay, so I have one Blacklight mounted above it. Again, it's not going to stay here, but this is what I have for now. I also have another Blacklight here that we're going to move by hand so we can kind of get that full Blacklight. Oh my God, that looks great. That looks really, really great. I have another copy of this same poster. They sent me 2. I got in touch with Brian Rosenquist. He's the owner and operator of this company. He told me keep it or give it away to somebody. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it away to somebody. So stay tuned for that. I don't know when, but it'll be before the end of this year. But when, I don't know. I'm going to be giving some things away just as kind of fan appreciation to all those who have commented and thumbed up and watched over the years. I'm going to give back to the community this year. I'm going to give some things away. So I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to show you the second poster that I bought. And we'll go in the other room. I'll show you City of the Dead Blu-ray, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, and here is the second Blacklight poster. This is the one I wanted the most. This one's called Horror of the Zombies, but you know it better as the Ghost Galleon. It is the 3rd entry in the Blind Dead quadrilogy that was directed by Armando de Osorio, Spanish horror director. And that's a beautiful cover, and I just want you to kind of take that in before I turn the blue light, or the black light on, rather. Let me see my little note sheet here, because I do have some alternative titles that this went by. It was also called Horror of the Zombies, and it was called Blind Dead 3, and it was in Germany. Check this one out. This is the best one, I think. The Ghost Ship of Swimming Corpses. And this movie was pretty good. It was a 3rd in the quadrilogy, and I think the 4th one was Night of the Seagulls. But all right, let's turn the Blacklight on and check this out. Okay, so I need to kind of point my other Blacklight up. Again, this is not the setup that I'm going to have for these. I just wanted to show you a demonstration of how these things look, man. That is freaking amazing. I just love the detail in these things. Again, they're not cheap. This one is a little bit smaller in dimension. I think going from side to side, it is about 23 inches. I take that back. Hold on. It's about 25 inches side to side, and then it's 40 inches from top to bottom. So it's about 25 by 40. The other one that I showed you is about 30 by 40. So this one's about 5 inches shorter side to side. And just, man, I just can't believe how beautiful these things are. Unfortunately, I only have one of these, and I'm keeping this. But if you're interested in City of the Dead, the other one, stay tuned. I also wanted to include a little info about the City of the Dead. This was the Arrow release that came out years ago. And it's a really cool edition. It's a 2-disc set. And let's see what I can tell you about it. Well, I already told you that it came out in 1960, but Arrow released this Blu-ray in 2017. You can see the special edition contents. There's an audio commentary with Christopher Lee. That ought to be great. And I'll just quickly show you on the inside here. We got, these are Region B locked City of the Dead Blu-ray. And this is City of the Dead DVD. And then on the reverse cover, it has the alternate title, which is the title I remember most, Horror Hotel. That's a really nice cover. 300-year-old human blood keeps them alive. 300 years old. Human blood keeps them alive. Yeah, it's all in how you enunciate it. And then here was an art card for Stormy Monday. So that is going to conclude this video. I do have plans over the next week or so to release a couple more, 2 or 3 more videos before the end of the Halloween season. They'll be shorter than this one. They're just going to be kind of little Halloween specials. So stay tuned for those. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those below. Thank you for watching. I'm here alone again. Take care, and I'll see you in the comments section.